Winston Baldwin Spencer. Please sit.
Good morning to members of the media. A special good morning also to our viewers and listeners via ABS television and radio, Observer Radio and Crusader Radio. Welcome to a press conference at the Office of the Prime Minister on matters surrounding the new 30 megawatt Wadadli power plant at Crabs, constructed with a 300 million RMB loan from the People's Republic of China. Much has been said about the construction and operation of the new megawatt power plant, and today the government of Antigua and Barbuda, the government of the People's Republic of China, the Antigua Public Utilities Authority, and other affiliate entities will set the record straight. It is therefore my pleasure to introduce members of the head table. Immediately central is the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda and Minister responsible for APUA, the Honorable Dr. Winston Baldwin Spencer. To his right is the Ambassador, the non-resident Ambassador to the People's Republic of China for Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency Sir David Shaw. To Ambassador's right is from the APUA, and he is the electrical manager, the chief electrician for APUA, Mr. Brian Nicholas. To Mr. Nicholas's right is the electricity manager and the individual who played an integral role in the negotiations, construction and operation of the new Wadadli power plant, Mr. Lyndon Francis. To Mr. Francis's right is the general manager of APUA, Mr. Ellsworth Martin. To Mr. Martin's right is the chairman of the board commissioners for APUA, Mr. Clarvis Joseph. To the left of the Honorable Prime Minister is the Ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda for the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Mr. Liu Hanming. To his left is the interpreter, Mr. Wei. To Mr. Wei's left is the manager of the Export-Import Bank of China, Mr. Li Rensong. To Mr. Li's left is the Assistant General Manager of Beijing Construction and Engineering Group International, Mr. Zhao Mai. Also with us are individuals and officials from the Beijing Construction and Engineering Group International, the Exim Bank of China, the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Winston White, engineer of APUA and member of the team that visited China, Ms. Nadia Spencer, debt manager in the Ministry of Finance, and Senators the Honorable Joan Messiah and Dr. Edmund Mansour. This morning, remarks will be given by Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Winston Baldwin Spencer, Ambassador Liu Hanming, and Sir David Shaw. Mr. Clarvis Joseph and Mr. Lee Ren Song and Mr. Zhang Mai will also give brief remarks. Following the remarks, each member of the media will first be asked to pose one question. Then you'll be given the opportunity to ask further questions randomly. You are reminded that the topic of discussion this morning is only the 30 megawatt power plant at Crabs. I now call on Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Winston Baldwin Spencer, to present his opening remarks. Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I recognize members of the head table from the government of Antigua and Barbuda, the government of the People's Republic of China, the Antigua Public Utilities Authority, the Export-Import Bank of China, Beijing Construction and Engineering Group International, and other officials. I also recognize members of the media, the viewing and the listening audience. I first wish to thank the members of the visiting delegations from the People's Republic of China for coming to Antigua and Barbuda away from your families during your New Year holiday period. This is a demonstration of the importance you attach to the relationship between Antigua and Barbuda and your desire to see the record straight, or rather to set the record straight as it relates to the new Wadadli power plant at Crabs. My government appreciates your demonstration of friendship and looks forward to continue strengthening our relations. Ladies and gentlemen, since the announcement of government's intention to construct a new power plant in 2006, during the period of construction from 2008 to the commissioning of the new Wadadli power plant at Crabs in 2011, sections of the Antigua Labour Party and others have been attempting to cast doubt on the legitimacy of the project. But most recently, the attacks have taken a turn for the worse, becoming vicious, absurd, libelous, and contemptuous, and sometimes demonstrate outright lunacy by those spewing the drivel. Let me say here loud and clear, the Wadadli power plant is new, the generators are new, and the government of Antigua and Barbuda received value for money. You may ask, why a press conference now? Why are we bothering to address the misinformation and lies from sections of the media and Labour Party individuals? It is very simple. They have accused the government of Antigua and Barbuda, the government of the People's Republic of China, and the BCEG of colluding to defraud the Exim Bank of China. They have also attacked the new 30-year relationship between the government of Antigua and Barbuda and the government of the People's Republic of China, which has grown by leaps and bounds over the past 8 years. They have committed, in my view, a grave injustice against the government and people of the People's Republic of China, who have generously worked with the UPP administration in the interest of the development of this nation. But most importantly, their attacks are a betrayal of the people of Antigua and Barbuda, who stand to benefit from the operation of the new 30 megawatt Wadadli power plant. Every right-thinking Antiguan and Barbudan, I am certain today, is thinking about the reasoning behind these vicious attacks. Is it cheap politics, or is it an agenda for pecuniary and other benefits to some persons? Be it for cheap politics or for money, the people of Antigua and Barbuda are the ones who stand to lose, because greed only robs from the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is incumbent upon me to briefly highlight the genesis of the new Dudley power plant. The idea of a new power plant came about during a difficult period in Antigua and Barbuda, when we were experiencing a series of power outages that plunged the nation into long spells of darkness, disrupting economic and social life. The installed capacities were not providing a sustained supply of power to the nation. This was further compounded by scheduled maintenance and shutdowns. You can therefore imagine that as Prime Minister and Minister responsible for APUA, that the main item on my mind was the regularizing of the situation and to put measures in place to ensure that we are able to generate adequate, reliable, and ultimately cheaper power to the people of Antigua and Barbuda. In addition, a new power plant would put APUA on a path to new beginnings, where it will have the capacity to be a generator of power and not simply a purchaser of power. In December of 2005, during a visit to Antigua and Barbuda by the Minister for Construction of the People's Republic of China, a proposal was made by the government of Antigua and Barbuda for a power plant against the backdrop of the hardships being experienced by Antiguans and Barbudans due to the constant power outages. During his visit, the Chinese construction minister also himself had to contend with power outages, which made it easier for him to present our case to the political directorate of China. His assistance and that of the then and our persistence led to a presidential order for assistance to be provided to Antigua and Barbuda in the form of the construction of a new power plant at Crab. Following that commitment from the People's Republic of China, as Prime Minister and Minister of APUA, I immediately gave